Hey guys, this is Nick from Avid Automotive in High Falls, New York. I started this YouTube channel because I wanted to offer not only a lot of automotive information to consumers and vehicle owners, but also some training to automotive specialists, service advisors, technicians, service managers. I opened up about 8 years ago in 2016. We've been going strong, and I just felt that it would be a nice thing to offer a lot of insider information to not only consumers and vehicle owners, but also repair shops as well. If you like what you see, please subscribe. If you don't, please let me know why. And if you'd like me to shoot any of these videos, for something specific, if you have any questions, or if you'd like me to do, a video about pretty much anything on cars, I'll do my best to do that for you. So today, I wanted to talk a little bit about 10,000 mile and sometimes even longer service intervals for oil changes. Basically, what has happened is the federal government likes to obviously kind of control automotive manufacturers when it comes to fuel consumption, and also environmental stuff, like how much oil they use, or what oil they use, or how the oil is disposed of, so on and so forth. So basically what happened was the federal government went to the car manufacturers and said, listen, not only do we want you to get a certain mile per gallon, but we also want you to stop using so many fluids like oil and coolant and that kind of stuff. So what they did was they basically told the car manufacturers that they need to extend their oil change intervals. So the only actual thing that changed with that was the amount of time that the auto manufacturer says you have in between oil changes. So they basically said, hey, we were telling you to change your oil change at 5,000 miles. Now we're telling you to do it at 10,000 miles. The scary thing is that nothing changed with the engine oil or the engines. The oil that they're using is still the same. The engines that they're using are still the same. There was no change to them whatsoever. All they did was test the idea of, hey, what happens if we run the engine for 10,000 miles on the oil instead of 5,000 miles? And the cars made it through their warranty period and longer, and they basically said, hey, this is, this works. Let's just tell people to change their oil at 10,000 miles. And car companies like Chrysler, basically, they have in their, I believe it's their owner's manual or somewhere, I think the, Chrysler corporate or whatever can send you this information. They're like, oh yeah, you can go 10,000 miles on an oil change, but it's okay for it to burn up like 5 quarts during that time, which is ridiculous because that's all the engine holds. So I've been telling my customers, listen, do your oil changes every 5,000 miles, regardless of what the dealer says, regardless of what the manufacturer says, because at the end of the day, once that car's out of the warranty period, they really don't give a crap how long you own that car after that. They basically did what they needed to do. They got the car through the warranty period at the lowest cost to them. And, they're just kind of assuming that you'll probably keep that car to roughly 100,000 miles, and then you'll go and trade it in and get a nice new one that's all pretty and fancy and smells nice. But the problem is, in today's world, people aren't doing that. They're keeping their cars as long as they physically can, which is really causing an issue today, because once the engine starts burning some oil and leaking some oil, and the customer doesn't want to invest thousands of dollars to track down some oil leak or an oil consumption concern, the engine usually ends up using every single drop of oil through that 10,000 mile period. So we have customers all the time, they come in, they go, my car has a 10,000 mile service interval and your sticker says 5. You're trying to sell me more oil changes. Yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. But it's not because I want to make more money. It's because I don't want to see your car blow up. And unfortunately, I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way, but I do it because if you listen to me, that's great. If you don't, I have documented proof that I told you so. You know, if you drive and the car uses all its oil through that 10,000, you're stuck on the side of the highway, the engine's blown up, you think I did something wrong, and we go down that whole rigmarole. But listen to me, and listen to me very carefully. If your car calls for anything more than a 5,000 mile oil change, or if it calls for a 10,000 mile oil change, or some BMWs call for 16,000 mile oil changes with some ridiculous engine oil they tell you to use. I think it's called Pentacin or something. But anyway, do the oil changes every 5,000 miles. And get your oil checked every once in a while. It is so important. I have customers that come in with cars that only have 80,000 miles on them, and they show up and they have me check their oil, and they're not even due for an oil change yet, and half the oil is gone. So it is so important that you check the oil. So that's pretty much all I got. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to put them in the comments. And like I said, if you like my channel, please subscribe. I'd like to do more. And if there's anything specific you'd like me to get into, put it in the comments and I'll try my best. Have a good day, guys.